I'm doing this. Alright, I guess I am just going to get right to it. There's something that I want you to know. And that something is, I'm gay. It feels so good to say that. So good. And I didn't bring tissues. I'm shaking right now because this moment is real and it's here. And I've been waiting for this a long time. So I am sitting here today because I care about you guys. You have been a part of my life for the past, almost 6 years. And this is a really big part of my life. And I want to sit down and talk to you and have this conversation just like I've had this conversation with friends and people who are close to me in my life. I guess the only place that I really know where to start is with a question that I got asked a lot, and that is how/when did you know that you were gay? This is a simple yet complicated answer. Simple because it's just something that I've always known from like my earliest memories, but complicated because it's hard to put that into words to describe that. It's just been there. This is not something that I chose. It is something that is a part of me and has always been a part of me. I remember, being as young as like 4 because I was in daycare and living my life as probably my truest and purest self because I didn't really have anything else influencing me. I was just going about my life as a kid, and my natural attraction was towards girls. All my crushes were exclusively on girls. And that changed when influences started to come in as I got older. So that leads us into the next part, which is, if I've known all this time, what the heck happened? Here is what happened in a condensed nutshell because there's a lot that has happened. Essentially, I grew up in an environment where homosexuality was not universally accepted. It was accepted by some, but definitely not the majority. And that was difficult. Very difficult. I'm not going to go into specific details because this is something that is very, very personal and I want to keep that private. I felt the need to take this part of me and put it in a cabinet and lock it up really tight, and I shoved it in a corner because I basically was seeking love and approval. And so I decided that I would start living this life that I don't really want to live, but I was going to do it because I wanted to be loved and I wanted to be accepted. So growing up was interesting, suppressing this from a very, very, very young age. There was a point when I was in 7th grade where a boy called me a lesbian. And to be perfectly honest, I was definitely probably staring at girls in my classes. I know I definitely did this because I would think about what it would be like to hold their hands and kiss them, and I probably stared a lot. I don't know what compelled him to call me a lesbian exactly, but he did. At the time, I didn't know what that meant. I could just tell from his tone that it was said in a derogatory way. And so when I found out what the word lesbian means, my first reaction was, well, why is that a bad thing? That's me. And so just more and more and more suppression, layers and layers and layers. And then later down the line, lots of dating guys. And this is a hard thing for me to talk about because I care about the people that I have been in relationships with, and I respect our relationships. The fact that I'm gay does not change that. I'm sure most of you know I have dated guys, and I was in a relationship, and that relationship has ended. And I'm not going to go into, specifics about my relationships because that's not what this is about. I will say though that I feel really, really lucky because the last man that I was with and will ever be with has just been so kind and respectful and supportive through all of this. And I feel really, really lucky to have somebody like that in my life and to have been with somebody like that. I'm going to try my best and walk you through my mindset, the inner workings of my brain during this time where I dated guys. I can care about a man, but I cannot be in love with a man, and I cannot give myself fully and completely to a man.